Welcome to our 3D metal finishing webinar. We're going to dive into some of the details and explore how you can get your 3D printed parts to the exact finish that you're looking for. It's great to have an expert in the field here, Justin Michaud, CEO of REM Surface Engineering. REM is a provider of equipment and services that enable you to get your parts finished exactly the way you want them. And then, one of the real benefits of 3D printing, right, is that you're not geometry constrained. So you see a lot of these crazy designs that are able to be printed and not really manufactured many other ways, if at all. But finishing, kind of is still, don't have a 3D finishing process. So, how does REM able to, work with these complex geometries, these small features, and really, get the finish on that part that you desired?
Yeah, so it's a great question, because I mean, for years you kind of heard how complexity was free with 3D printing. Well, it might be with 3D printing, it's not so much on post-processing. The more complex, it's more challenging. That's, again, the sort of the more difficult the applications, that's kind of where we start to outdistance ourselves from some of the abrasive, mechanical only type of processes, because we don't need the same level of force or energy to refine the surface. With that chemical reacting with the surface and lowering that required force to refine it, we're able to use things like smaller media, we're able to use non-abrasive media, things that wouldn't otherwise be able to refine the surface of a component and allow you to get into these little niche crevice areas and whatnot that would otherwise really see nothing from a mechanical only process.
And so what kind of actual surface finish, surface roughness are you able to get out of the REM process on, say a 3D printed part like this?
Yeah, so the desktop parts come out with a pretty nice finish to begin with. You're typically somewhere in that, kind of 150 to 300 micro-inch range. That's a nice finish to come out to start with from an additive perspective. REM is able to then take that in, a pretty reasonable cycle time, kind of 4 to 8 hours, down to a less than 20 micro-inch, and a lot of times less than a 10 micro-inch range, because, again, that's the nature of the process. It produces that really smooth surface, doesn't need a bunch of different media step-downs to get there. It's all one shot, and you're there.
And it does so without taking a ton of material off as well.
Absolutely. That's a critical part of that there.
So thanks for joining us. Hope that gave you kind of a introductory primer to some different techniques that you can use to finish metal 3D printed parts, and a little bit about how we can get these nice, shiny, even plated parts that we use all over the desktop metal world. So thanks for joining us. Check out our Desktop Metal Resource Center. There's a lot more parts, both straight off the printer and REM, and some comparisons there. And be sure to check that out for more information.